Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Chicago Judge Strips Child Custody from Unvaccinated Mother. Let's get into the video.
A Fox 32 exclusive tonight. A mother says that a Cook County judge has taken away her parental rights after learning that she's not vaccinated.
Dane Placco is live at Daily Plaza with the...
Can you take away someone's parental rights? I'm not sure. I know that parents don't have a right to see their children. It's the child's right to see the parent. I don't know if that's true where she's based, but that's how the judges are able to take the children from parents, because you don't have a right to see your child as a parent. Not many people know that. You can stop contact, but you can't stop responsibility, which is why you have many parents which are not able to see their children, but they still have the responsibility of paying for them. And the more that they don't see them, the more money they have to pay, because child maintenance is based on how often you're seeing the children. So when people go to family court, one of the many reasons why the other parent doesn't want the parent to see the child is because they'll end up with more money.
Taken away her parental rights after learning that she's not vaccinated.
Dane Placco is live at Daily Plaza with this story. Dane?
Yeah, and what all parties agree is a very unusual, if not unprecedented step. A Cook County judge here at the Daily Center has stripped a Chicago mom of her parenting time because she's refused to get the COVID vaccination shot.
Yeah, parenting time, not parental responsibility. I just want to state now that I'm not anti-vax or pro-vax or any of that bullshit. I'm up for personal freedom and personal choice. So, you know, it's like eating peanut butter. Some people can eat peanuts happily and go about their day. Other people eat peanuts and go into anaphylactic shock. Everybody's different. So you have to do what is right for your personal health.
I miss my son more than anything. It's been very difficult. I haven't seen him since August 10th.
August 10th, that's the day Rebecca Furlid appeared in court via Zoom along with her ex-husband for a child support hearing involving their 11-year-old son. Now, the two share custody, or had shared custody, in parenting time 50-50. She says out of the blue, Cook County Judge James Shapiro asked her whether she'd been vaccinated. She told him no, she had not, because she's had bad reactions to vaccines in the past. Judge Shapiro then...
So all drugs have side effects, and some people can have bad reactions such as myocardosis. Here's an extract from Dr. Roger Hodgkinson explaining the condition.
The two central ethics in medicine that you and I were taught in medical school. First, do no harm, and informed consent. They're both being massively abrogated. It's a trivial thing for kids. They're not giving it to teachers. They're not infectious. That's been shown to be clear. Why would you then turn around and inject them with a substance that is experimental and has a growing number of serious side effects, such as myocarditis recently being discussed? And as you know, that's the subject of an emergency meeting for the CDC.
Yes.
That has been postponed. Very conveniently.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, kids are being vaccinated. Hello.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. Young men and boys are coming down with myocarditis in relatively large numbers. Totally unacceptable. You and I, Sam, know a lot about that, but for the lay public who are listening to this, let me explain how significant this is. Myocarditis is the word we use for inflammation of the heart, the main pump that sustains life. And if there's inflammation of the heart, then there's random death of individual cells in that pump that make the pump work. It's well known before COVID that myocarditis, you may appear to recover from it, and then 20 years later, you come down with unexplained premature heart failure, because the reserve of the heart, if you like, has been destroyed, and only becomes apparent when you lose additional reserve because you're getting older. CDC is calling that mild, and the other word they use is imbalanced. Well, you're damn right it's imbalanced. It's the CDC that's imbalanced here. Myocarditis is never mild, especially in young men. Yeah. No, it's not. That's a contortion of the English language. Safety, cases, mild. You see them morphing the language to fit the narrative all the time, otherwise known as a bald-faced lie. I'm not a scaremonger. I'm simply referring to the medical literature. I'm talking about caution. And show me I'm wrong. That's what I'm talking about.
So individual health is your own personal responsibility, because if you get sick as a result of an iatrogenic condition that's been prescribed as something that the doctor has given you, you're on your own. But say, for example, if they say you must have the vaccine, they do have the vaccine, and they have an iatrogenic condition as a result of that, and they die or get really severely sick, then that person that forced them to do it or told them that they should do it doesn't suffer the consequences of their poor decision making. So this is why individual health has to be based on what the individual wants, and we shouldn't be pressuring people to do something or to not do something. And the moment that you impose authority without having the relevant responsibility, you're asking for trouble.
Judge Shapiro then ordered that she be stripped of all parenting time with her son until she gets vaccinated. Over the past 2 weeks,
this may seem a bit extreme to some people, but this is basic family court bullshit. Comedian Chris Rock does a whole rant in a segment of his show called, I think it's Tambourine. And he went on about how he got a house just down the road from where his ex-partner was so that he get to see the kids. It's like £1 million house. And then the judge kept postponing everything because they're like, have you got any food in the fridge? I need to know that there's food in the fridge for the children. Like, what, you think I've got £1 million house, no food in it? It's sort of like that they find anything to be concerned about. I'm concerned that you don't have food in the fridge at this new place that the children are going to. I'm concerned about the father's mental health. I'm concerned that the mother isn't vaccinated. I'm so concerned about these children. It's just better if we have parental alienation, that the parents don't see the children. It's all bullshit.
Judge Shapiro then ordered that she be stripped of all parenting time with her son until she gets vaccinated. Over the past 2 weeks, she's been able to talk to him on the phone and via video call, but she has not seen her son in person.
Yeah, this whole COVID scandemic has destroyed family businesses and ripped apart the family home. That's what it was designed to do. The same as the feminist movement is absolutely disgusting. It's more of a political virus than it is a medical one. All year it's been sickening to see people being alienated and isolated because we're supposed to identify people primarily as a virus instead of as a human being. It's disgusting. Before 2020, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, was identified as like a mental illness, whereas now it's mandatory. You have to have it, else you're the one that's not normal. So it's really disgusting what they've done.
Furlet is now appealing that order, saying the judge has no business taking away her parenting rights simply because she's not vaccinated.
I think it's wrong. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about, and he was placing his views on me and taking my son away from me.
But in this case, you have a judge without any matter before him regarding the parenting time of the child deciding, oh, you're not vaccinated, you don't get to see your child until you are vaccinated. That kind of exceeds his jurisdiction.
Yeah, because what they do is they're looking at, like I say, people as diseases as opposed to human beings. So the dehumanization of individuals in the family is appalling.
Now, we talked to the attorney representing the father, Jeffrey Leving. You'll be hearing from him next hour. He says,
let's say that she does have the vaccine in order to get to see her child, and she is one of the unfortunate people that responds badly to the vaccine and dies. Well, what's going to happen then? Nothing's going to happen to the judge, is it?
Or he says they were as surprised by this as anyone, but they support that decision by the judge, saying that given the pandemic, the child should be protected from an unvaccinated mother. We also reached out to the
So angry.
judge and the chief judge's office. They say they cannot comment on this case because it is ongoing. Live at the Daily Center, Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
It's all a load of bullshit.